It's another day in Crosscraft Hell, and today we're gonna be playing Spellboost Loot Sword. So it's a deck that is basically Loot Sword, but it runs a bunch of spell boost payoffs because you play so many 1PP spells in loots, right? And Rogers will help you play multiple loots in a turn, and Stormwreck First Mate is also that. So because this is spell boost, we're running Fighter's Fortitude in here just for a little bit more help. In terms of spell boost cards we're running Simiel and Crushing Rain, which will help you reach lethals easier, give you more OTK options. Mari is a 0 PP follower that also draws you more spell boost cards, and you don't have so you either get card draw off Fate's hand or you get more damage in terms of Crushing Rain and Simiel. So that's the deck concept. That's what we're playing with. My version is a bit follower heavy. You can choose to run more spells. You can cut stuff like Tony and a dashing duelist to run more followers, and that will also give you the option to make sure that sending the troops only draws your condemned followers or Rogers, which will make it more effective. But this is the list that I'm running, is the one that I feel I had the most success with. So let's look at some games. So our first game will be against the Dragon Portal combo, and we are going second. When it comes to this combo, you can either be playing against this card, or I guess it could be the control deck as well. Mulligan is as usual, just look for Rogers. If you have Rogers, you can look for early game, or you can look for the spell boost payoffs, because you need them early to start discounting them. Oh, we just put that into this here just to draw. I would say this deck is like, it's not super strong or anything. It actually hits 7 loots decently well, even though you're not playing the penguin or the what's it called, the bandit, 9 thief. So here I'm just trying to apply pressure so I accelerate the Rogers. And if they don't clear the Deep Sea Scout, then we can draw more cards with Rogers next turn, which they don't, so we can just play Rogers if they draw. I can just heal the Rogers here just to make it more difficult for them to clear. And then we can play Mari here, and then we can actually play the boots on Mari. And then, well, we can do that, but we overdraw, I guess. Maybe should probably have played the boots on Mari actually, now that I think about it. And here's Pandora, which is, I guess they just rammed into Pandora, and it's pretty hard to clear at 8/8 that can't be targeted or attacked, but fortunately for us, we are able to clear it here. Comparatively, this deck is not as reluctant to play Tidal Gunner earlier, just because you have so much more damage options in Crushing Rain and Simiel, so you can be less reluctant. In fact, you might actually need to, just because you don't have that many loot generators in this deck. When it comes to that, it's very annoying. Fortunately, though they didn't get the draw option, they went for the heal option instead. I think I misplayed the clear here. Probably shouldn't have played the send the troops here. I think that caused me to fail to clear this. I'm just trying to heal up so I don't die to a Lumia or OTK. And yeah, at this point I realized I misplayed, so I have to use my Simiel to clear here. But it's fine because we have another Simiel in hand. Where our hand's looking quite bad though, without any like Barbaros. Thankfully though, they are on survival mode. They're not killing us. They're not like no Lumiors here, so we have time to look for our lethal pieces. Let's see now. So Tony, pretty high chance to draw Barbaros off Tony, I believe, just because we played. Actually, we played every Roger, so yeah, we only have Barbaros in deck for only draw at this point. I'm trying to draw more pieces while dealing chip damage as much as I can. Instead of a Barbaros for next turn to finish it. So still no Lumia from them. I don't know if they failed to draw a line or what, but no Lumia from them is great for us. And then clear Zayal. So obviously they're just trying to put up wards so they can't send Barbaros to their face. But here we say, because we send the troops, there's a very high chance of drawing a lethal here. When we do draw lethal, apparently I missed that I can just play Barbaros and the scout and then 2 flags, and I decided to use the flag instead so that I can generate another flag with Stormwrath. So it's a bit of an awkward play here, but I mean it's lethal, so it's fine, right? So that's it for this game. Let's move on to the next one. So our next game is against Sword and Portal, and we are going first. I'm not really sure what Sword and Portal is. It could be some kind of weird OT, like just probably it's most likely rally, right? It's using puppets and then just swords rally stuff to finish the game. So that's what I'm expecting right now. Unfortunately, I was gonna say unfortunately we don't open Rogers, but definitely top deck Rogers, so everything is fine. I do feel like you need to play Send the Troops just because this deck has one problem, and that's if you draw, it has a tendency to draw a lot of very heavy followers early game, and then you just get stuck during just passing in the early game. So let's play this card to draw into the deck here, spend some loot to generate some loot while we can. Of course we don't accelerate Rogers here just because we need the Rogers for our lethal turn. I think this deck actually does better going second just because getting to play and evolve Rogers earlier is just so important. Here, unfortunately our hand is quite shit, so I'm just gonna play Stormwrath first mate and play the necklace on him just to force my opponent to answer this somehow, and they played the puppet wards here, which is really weird. And then here they evolve Monica, which I guess makes sense. It represents the most damage for them, right? It's like a 4 damage increase. So we take a bit of damage here, but then we can play Rogers here, so not a big deal. So we can play the knife here. And then we can play Mario. I do need to reduce Mario to 0. There's no point. I'm better off getting Mario in play and then just drawing the Spellboost card earlier. So they have Oscar and Sherry, so I guess they're just playing some kind of regular rally, and there's the Pawn Maker, which yeah, basically confirms that this is just rally. Pawn Maker only give rush to officers. Okay, that makes sense. There's the Dashing Duelist, and they are a rally 10, so that's gonna give them their evil point back. But we draw our own Dashing Duelist here, which we will use in conjunction with Paladin. We're just trying to keep ourselves healthy, then avoid dying to well, notably at this point, if I play Goblet here, I'm at 15, which prevents me from dying to a Gawain plus Fencer, not Fencer, Agile Twin Blader combo. So I should be able to survive this turn. And if we look at our loot count, we're at 6 with 1 loot in hand, so we can have a very clean lethal next turn. You actually go Barbaros, under flag, crushing rain into Simiel for like a billion damage, but obviously they don't have that much health, so we're just gonna go for a very standard loot lethal here with Barbaros. Let's evolve the Barbaros here. And we play the gunner and 2 flags, and then a crushing ring will finish them off. So yeah, that's it for this game. Pretty more standard looking loot gameplay here. We get to see some spell boost as well. Let's move on to another game. So for this game, we will be going second against Dragon Sword. Generally, Dragon Sword is probably discard. We have to watch out for Galder. Galder is very annoying for us to deal with because we have to spend our Barbaros for it generally. And we actually managed to open Rogers. Opening Sima is also pretty useful for discounting her in the early game. And they have to send the troops, so yeah, this is this card we can confirm now. Nothing to do here, no reason to play the scout, so we just pass. Honestly, not that bad to play the scout considering they'll probably just play Oracle anyway. And then we can just run on Gunner here. The hope is that of course they don't clear this. Fortunately they don't clear it, but also unfortunately they just double ram, so we're probably gonna die. So we're just gonna do our best to struggle here. Play our loots to just deal damage, draw more cards, spell boost cards in our hand. Pretty standard stuff. And that's the Resplendent Knight. And then Argente. So they are ramping pretty fast and they're well on their way to this card. And I'm pretty sure the troops actually guarantees Galder, so we gotta watch out for Galder as well now. So we're just trying to keep Rogers healthy on board here just to present them with a threat they have to deal with. And then we're just playing loots to draw 2 cards. And just discard things we don't need. And then we just play a 42 here just for hand size control. So here comes their Galder, which is very annoying, and that Mermaid is also very annoying because it heals them. So unfortunately we don't have any guaranteed way to clear. We just have to hope that the Barbaros flag hits the correct target, so we're gonna play Barbaros and then get rid of the Galder here. And then just trade to get rid of the trainee, and then hopefully the flag will hit the right target. And we're gonna draw first. Then the flag luckily for us hits the correct target, so we won't probably die yet. So we'll just play the scout here just to generate the flag. Our hand's pretty full anyway, we don't really need her to draw that much. And also it helped us play a first mate next turn. And I was gonna say it helped us play a first mate next turn and save the 0 PP necklace, but unfortunately they have Wise here. Fortunately, them having Wise here also tells us that sending the troops isn't a guaranteed Galder for them, so hopefully they don't draw another Galder here quite poorly to handle a second Galder. So we just use first mate here, we can actually clear Wise. And we at the same time we can spell boost our stuff. I'm not sure if there's any reason to play the boots there, but I guess I did. I guess it's spell boost the cards in my hand, right? That makes sense. Oh yeah, they heal like 1 billion health thanks to Drazael. Unfortunately, I don't think I had lethal here. I'm just trying to secure another Barbaros off this Tony. So we just play 2 Barbaros here. The goal is to just deal as much damage as possible here. So either it forces them to play passively next turn, or if they try to go for some kind of Lumior move, they will just die. So if I just... my idea is to put them low so that I can finish them next turn with whatever I have left over in my hand, right? So we're just gonna play 2 Zimhouse here. The 2 Zimhouse here make it much harder for them to play the Galder, which is the goal. So here they play Drazael here, put my Zimhouse with 0 attack. but it's fine because honestly Jazel is nowhere near as bad as Golder would be. So our dashing duelist here is fortunately lethal because somehow we are rally 20 already. Honestly, with Fate 10 Crushing Rain in hand, we had a decent chance of just fighting lethal anyway, but there we go, that's it for this game. So we have one last game here and we're going first against Rune Shadow. We all know what Rune Shadow, it's gonna be the Gilgamesh Air spell boost deck. So we're just gonna look for our Rogers as usual. They kept their whole hand, which is already very scary for us. Nothing to do here, so we just pass. And here they play the Blitz. I guess it just does something, right? And then we can play the Tears here just to get the crowd on board, get some rally going, spell boost a little bit. We don't want to use our Scout yet, because we are going first, our hand is a bit smaller, so hopefully the hope is that we can get more drawing with the Scout. And here, Mari's not super important for us, so we can just toss it. And right now we're just playing regular swordcraft for some reason. Okay, they are just popping off a little bit. Roger is a lot of Rogers, so we can also use the other Rogers if we want to. I believe I do. Just make sure I get rid of both of these Maris to minimize the amount of spell boost value they get. The Corpse Crusher. They are doing some pretty scary things right now, I have to say. So you can see they played a lot of spells there, managed to pop up this time. I think they should have evolved the Meltina first before playing more spells, if they were gonna do that, but I guess it's up to them, right? So of course we have Rogers here which we can play, but we just get rid of the Tony. Tony's not very useful after we draw Barbaros and Rogers already, so we can just toss them. And then we have another Scout to help us draw more cards, which is very good because we need more draw. They don't run that much healing, so I believe that the spell boost payoffs aren't as important. We can probably just get a regular Barbaros plus a Gunner lethal. So they are going a bit Insano style here, but fortunately we have not seen them bury Gilgamesh yet, so honestly we're not that concerned. I'll just take a bunch of damage here and help our strike. I spent the Gunner here because I'm very worried about dying to the surprise Gilgamesh plus air, right? So I just get a bunch of damage down, and then just... This is a misplay, honestly. I should not be doing this turn. Remember that Fate's hand does nothing when you play at the end of the turn. You should always play at the start of the turn. So I probably should have kept the Fortitude and the Fate's hand plus the up next turn. And here they have the Gilgamesh and the Air. Air is unfortunately very, very difficult for us to deal with. You'll see this in a moment. If you look at what we have in our hand now, we have actually 1 damage of lethal, which is very, very unfortunate. So I have to hope for a good top deck from a Dashing Duelist here to save the game for me. Unfortunately, the Deep Sea Scout it draws here means that I have lethal this turn. So I'm able to finish all the game with Barbaros, and then the Scout. We evolve the Duelist to get rid of the shield, and then we just play the 3 flags for a nice lethal. So yeah, this game was basically just me playing a Loot Sword. I don't think there was that much Spellboost shenanigans going on. So yeah, that's it for this game, and let's move on. So that's it for the games I have for you all today. As you can see, it plays a lot like a loot sword, just with more damage options here in exchange for a slightly weaker early game. It's quite weak to Elf Puppet with the forest deck, so you gotta watch out for that. Other than that, the problem with this deck right now is that a lot of the major meta deck kill on like turn 6 or earlier, and your main lethal route is at turn 7. This deck can definitely reach some turn 6 lethals with like playing flags and the spell boost payouts, but that one's not as consistent. You can probably run a more spell boost heavy deck if you want to aim for turn 6 lethals, which you can do. It's probably a bit more functional during this current meta, but the meta probably shifting because they will probably be announcing balance changes, I believe today, if not tomorrow, so there's that to look forward to. But anyway, back to the deck. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe it looked fun for you. You can try it out yourself. You just want to play some loot. Unfortunately, enhanced loot didn't work out for me, so I'm playing Spellboost Loot instead. It's actually pretty fun to play. It's a bit difficult to play, of course, as loot generally is, and I think there's room for improvement in the list as well. But anyway, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.